wrote a wonderful passage about life and death. In a letter to his niece, after the death of his brother John, he penned these words: "My dearest niece, we are spirits. That bodies have been lent to us is a kind and benevolent act of God, that we might do good things in this life. We might acquire knowledge, we might know pleasure, and that we would serve the Lord. And when these bodies become infirm and no longer serve the purpose that God intends, He in His benevolence gives us a way of going back to being spirits, and death is that way." My friends and I were invited aboard God's party of pleasure, which is to last forever. So why then do we grieve when they have gone on before us? For we know where they have gone, and we are sure to follow. God bless you.
What a great word. In the side of your little directory, as you make your way in, was a wonderful Psalm 23rd that David penned. I just want to read it to you and make a couple of comments, and I won't be long. David said, "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want." You see, David is seeing himself as a sheep, and we are all sheep, and we all need a shepherd. And David said, "The Lord is my shepherd, and because He's my shepherd, I have everything I need. I don't need anything else." And he goes on to say, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters." You see, that's what a shepherd does. A shepherd leads. It says, "He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake." You see, when we're a follower of Christ, we wear His name. And Miss Ruth wore His name. Even though, he says, in light of all this, even though He's my shepherd, and even though He leads and guides and restores, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for your rod and your staff comfort me. You see, in death for the believer, there is not fear. Not because we want to leave, but because we know the one that we are going to. You see, if God is our shepherd, we don't have needs, because He leads. And even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the reason the psalmist says it's a shadow is because this is not the end. This is just the beginning in another place. And as I said, Miss Ruth is more alive today than she's ever been. She's not in this castle. She is with the Lord. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and staff comfort me. Prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. And then he closes out the psalm by saying, "Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Forever, ever, a life without evil, without pain, without cancer, without sorrow. Forever. And I'm happy for Miss Ruth. I am sad for you. My heart breaks because yours does. But remember, she's with you. He's a good caretaker. Would you pray with me? Lord, would you surround this family with comfort and peace that can only come from you? And Lord, would you remind them regularly where Miss Ruth is at? God, would you help them to long to be with her, which is with you again. In Jesus' name, amen.